I'm wrong? I'm wrong. Bitch, your maps is wrong. Your maps are wrong. I'm not wrong. Your maps are wrong. Do you know your maps are wrong? Do you see this map behind me? Do you see this? Do you see that? That's wrong. That's not a real map or nothing. That's what they tell us is a fucking map. That's what we're told. We believe that that's the map of the world. But you've never seen the fucking world, right? I ain't gonna make this too long because my conspiracy theorist consultations, they actually cost now because I'll be getting into some deep shit. But I'm gonna give you just a little bit of information, so maybe you'll be able to do some research on your own. And I'm just giving you a little bit of information so that I'm qualified to actually talk about this type of shit. But basically, on the map, as you see here, you have longitudinal lines going up and down this way, up and down. These are horizontal lines. No, these are vertical lines, longitudinal lines, right? And then you have latitudinal lines, which are going across, right? The latitudinal lines are horizontal and the longitudinal lines are vertical. Longitude up and down, latitude across. So the equator is that line that cuts through the middle of the globe, and a lot of Caribbean islands rest on the equator. A lot of the equator runs through a lot of hot climate landscapes of the earth, of the world. Now the equator goes across, so the equator is actually a latitudinal line, right? That cuts is the halfway point. Now that's intersects that equator intersects with what you call the prime meridian. The prime meridian is the line that goes up and down, right? And it's parallel with all the longitudinal lines that go up and down, up and down, up and down. This is how coordinates are found and, basically computed. So, here's a little bit of history. So, Egypt is, hold on. Egypt is right here somewhere, right? It's right here. This is Egypt, right? The pyramids of Giza are in Egypt. The Egyptians built the pyramids of Egypt to align with the stars, which were in alignment with the prime meridian. Now, if you study these ancient, like the Tekken, which is basically the monument that the Washington Monument is actually based off of. So the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C. is actually an African original concept. So it was imitated in America. Most of the structures that are very famous in America come from African structures. In Africa, in Egypt, in Ethiopia. Ethiopia, I believe, was known as Nubia back in the day before it was Ethiopia. Lots of rich information and sources of wealth. So going back to Egypt, the Egyptians, which were really, they were called the Kemites because Egypt is actually a Greek word. The original name for Egypt is Kemet, and Kemet means land of the blacks because all the people in Kemet were burnt. They weren't Arabs and they weren't light skinned. They were fucking burnt. All that fucking sun, they was blacker than, you know what I'm saying? They was black. They was black like this. They was so black. They was purple. They was jet black. They was so black. They were highly melanated because all that fucking sun, right? Them Arabs come from Persia and they come from all those. We'll get into that later. We're not going to go too far off topic. So, Kemet, land of the blacks, today is modern day Egypt. The Kemets built the pyramids to align with the prime meridian because they built the pyramids in alignment with the stars. So the prime meridian on the map is supposed to go through Egypt. However, it was politically moved to go through Europe because the prime meridian, I don't think, no, it was politically moved over to the left to go through London, capital of England. So England moved the prime meridian on the map to go through their capital and strictly align with their capital. To align, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, guys. I'm hitting my computer and shit. The England moved the prime meridian over to the left on the maps to run through the capital, London. The real prime meridian is supposed to run through Egypt, but on this map it does not. So the maps are wrong. The maps have been manipulated. The coordinates are off. So how can we trust anything that this fucking fake ass map says? If the lines on the map ain't even in alignment with what's really going on. This is a form of power and control in politics. With politics is if you want to understand what politics is in a nutshell, politics is the systematic art of protecting money and power from those who don't have it. Keeping the wealth within the circle and maintaining that. That's all politics is. It's a fucking bullshit conversation. If you want power and real voting power, pay no attention to anything going on with the President of the United States, because all of that is a distraction. And it's a distraction that gets your energy focused on outside of your control. If you want control and you want political power, you only have political power and control at the state level in America, unless you have the ability to finance the actual president doing something for you, which the president just represents basically an organization of people who make decisions anyways. But grounding it back in reality, the only kind of power that any normal citizen has is voting rights within the state level. So your mayors, your city officials, your municipalities, that's where your power ends. So if you're going to focus on anything, if you're going to make Facebook rants about any type of leader, it should be the mayor. The mayor of your city. That's the only thing you have control over. Everything else that's electoral votes and all this kind of stuff. That we pledge allegiance to the Republic of America, not the Democratic of America. And all of that is just the Republic Party owns the Democrats. So that's what it is. But we're not going to go deep into that. People be getting sensitive about that shit. I'm not going to go deep. This is facts. You feel me? This is proven. And I just proved it to you. The prime meridian is moved. The maps are fucking wrong. Okay? And so you should be questioning everything just off of the strength of that. So if the lines are wrong, what else are you being lied to about? I'll tell you, you're being lied to about your worth. You are valuable. You have value. If you are over the age of 21, you know some shit. You're intellectual. You're smart. Even if you don't have all the skills I may have, or you're looking at everybody else with success and knowledge and stuff like that. As long as you've lived past the age of 21, you know some shit. You can get paid. You have some valuable information for someone. You know something about some subject, and all you got to do is find your clientele and your customers, because you can get paid. There are 3 things that consultants get paid for. The first thing is specialized expertise. The second thing is mind power or creative capacity, creative brain power, thinking, brainstorming. The third thing is your third-party opinion, because having an opinion that is not of your own circle, that's an outside opinion that is not related to yours, is very valuable in coming up with the contradictory evidence you need to inform your decisions about something. So if you can consult individuals, you can consult groups of people, teams, and you can consult actual businesses and organizations and companies. All a company is a group of people. That's why they call it a company. I'm gonna say it again. All a company is a group of people. That's why they call it a company. The greatest companies on the planet have the greatest people. And if you're a person, you have value. If you're a person over the age of 21, you have value. You can get paid for what you know. You can even get paid younger than that, but I got to have some standards on this shit. So at least I know for sure if you have lived to the age of 21, you have value to offer that people can pay you hundreds of thousands of dollars for. You just got to find your clientele and collaborate and have access to knowledge that is maybe deeper than your existing knowledge, but you have value. You have value as you are. Don't listen to these motherfuckers trying to get you down about your education. You need to do this and you need to do that. No, you know what you need to do instinctively. Continue to develop your skills, continue to develop your knowledge, continue to develop your education. Stop listening to people. If you're not getting value from it, leave it alone. But if you're getting value from it, milk that shit. You know what I'm saying? You are entitled to take risks. You are entitled to the life that you want. You have to work for it. You have to invest in yourself, of course. But let no one steer you off that path. I'm fucking telling you. Because if your parents and shit, they want to tell you this, blah, 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 your friends, your family, they can talk all the shit you want. They want, oh, you don't know how to do this. You don't know how to do that. You're going to fail. You're going to do this. Your fucking maps are wrong, and you're believing that they're accurate. So who can you listen to? No one's fucking opinion is valid because no one knows shit about shit. Everyone is making shit up as they go along. Even the highest and the most elite professionals. So if the most highest and elite professionals are utilizing their imagination, you need to utilize your imagination to the fullest it can possibly fucking go. And you make it realer with structure and a business model. So because we said you have value, now you got to price your value. You got to put a price on your value. How much is your value worth? How much is an hour of your time speaking to you, learning from you, asking you questions? How much is that worth? Right? And then what are your costs to give someone an hour of your time? You put that into the price. You mark it up. If whatever your age is, the minimum you should be getting paid an hour is your age. The minimum. Anywhere, any job, any client, any business, you should be getting paid your age per hour income. If you are 21 years old, you should be getting paid $21 an hour. Multiply 21 by 2, that gives you roughly how much you would be getting paid per year. If you want a more precise figure, then you multiply 21 by 1,920. And that gives you a more accurate figure of what you should be getting paid per year. But that's your minimum wage. Your minimum wage should be your minimum age, not this shit that they fucking tell you. Because remember, your fucking maps are wrong. All right? Which means that because they did this, because London, England moved the fucking prime meridian that's supposed to run through Egypt to the left, to run through London, you can do anything you fucking want. Your maps are wrong. It's a fucking free-for-all, is what I'm saying. You can do whatever you want. You're entitled. Price your value at $1 billion a year. You just got to find someone that can afford that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you want to have basic services to work your muscles and develop in the meantime. So have your prices structured. I can show some high value shit on here, but I have a lot of high level documents that I've personally created. I have systems for programming artificial intelligence. I have systems for programming machine learning interfaces in my mind. I have this documented. I have systems for targeting an audience. I rank clients A through D, sometimes A through E. You know, high budget, mid budget, low budget, micro budget, super micro budget, and I classify all these budgets, and I have services priced accordingly to each level of income level that I'm of the person or entity that I'm dealing with. So if I have businesses that, you know, make X amount of money a year, I have pricing strategies automatically integrated as templates, so I'm quickly able to decide, okay, so I'm dealing with a large organization, I know exactly how to price my services so that my price is consistent with the output of that organization. You don't meet with $1 billion company and charge them $100,000 for a project. You're going to charge them 10 million for a project because you want to meet them at their level of output, you know, and plus they have to be confident in dealing with you. And part of them feeling confident in dealing with you is making sure that you demand a fair value for the kind of what the value that you're giving. You know, you're charging them accurately, you're pricing them, and you're discriminating your pricing according to who you're dealing with. That's what people respect. They know you're dealing with a professional when you're operating at that level. So, what do we call this? When to call this? Your maps are wrong. You know, and this is what it is. You know, your fucking maps are wrong. So anybody talking shit to you about anything, your mama, your daddy, your grandfather, okay, all day, all day, your maps are wrong. That's your maps are wrong. That's all you got to say. Your maps are fucking wrong. And that's it. So I'm gonna do my thing. You know what I'm saying? Yo, get paid what you want, get the house you want, the jet you want, the helicopter you want, the mansion you want, the car you want, even if you don't want all that shit, the yacht you want. You know what I'm saying? Because luxury is the meaningful use of time. And that's all it's for. Enjoy it.